why health and fitness is so important, because it's the call to mindfulness of how we should be living. And so like you said, even now you're starting to eat better. We already know through studies and everything else that overly processed foods, foods higher in sugar, all that type of stuff, it has an impairment on the brain function, on how the mind thinks. So if you eat better, then yes, you can think better. If you're sitting there working out, yes, you're going to feel better and think better. So when you combine the two things together, you just becoming more of a well-rounded individual in your everyday sense. For me, when it's to the lifting aspect, my mind is solely focused on the muscle-mind connection, on my lift. So I'm not thinking about anything else, which is rare, because the type of person I am, my mind's always on. Like before the camera even started rolling, I said, well, what did I say? I'm back in my slump. It's hard for me to go to sleep at night, even though I shut everything down early, because this is still operating.
Welcome, world. Welcome, family, to another episode of the EL2A Podcast. I'm your host, Jamie Gilman. To right me, we got Mr. Military Man, Mr. Miles Carter. How you feel today, brother?
Feeling good.
Love to hear. To right to him, we got the Rocket, the highest of 7 hills. How you feeling today, Mr. Eddie Rocket?
Good, man.
I love to hear. Another day, another dollar. Like, subscribe, comment. You know I'm always going to say that. But how y'all doing, Sam? I hope everybody out there that's watching this, to hear our voice, that you're healthy, that you're in good spirits, that everything is going good. We're back in school right now. Kids are going back to school around this time. Definitely where we at here in Ocala County. I'm pretty sure a lot of other counties. But wherever you're hearing this, I hope your kids have a great school year. And as well, I hope you're doing, as a parent, I hope you're doing things. I wish that just came to my mind. We should do a podcast about that, some tips about parents with the kids going back to school. That may be next week or something. But anywho, I hope everything is going well. One thing I want to put on your radar. So September the 17th is Give for Marion here in Ocala, Marion County. What Give for Marion is a 33-hour day of giving for all nonprofits, not just us, Cut Different Ink. So you can go on. There's literally an online platform called Give for Marion, Give for Gab. You go to it, and you're able to select any nonprofit that you care about in human services, animals, whatever you care about, and you can select that, and you can go donate to that organization within that time frame. And again, this is a wonderful time for us. We've been in Give for Marion for like 4 years now since we started, and each year we've been able to send an increase. And to us, that just makes us happy, because it shows that people are finding us worthy enough to be able to give their money. And hey, don't get me wrong. I know when you give your money to somebody, it means, your hard-earned money. I understand what that means. So we appreciate everybody that ever donated, ever supported the work that we do. So we appreciate y'all. So September the 17th, Give for Marion, you're going to hear more about it. I'm telling you, each episode you're going to hear about it leading up to that, so we can make sure that's event successful. But other than that, we're having a good year. Back to school right now. So we got our mentors, everybody. We're going into schools. We're in our empowerment program, we're changing lives. All right. But to get into it today, I was in the gym. And one thing, when I'm in the gym, I always had these great thoughts. Well, I think they're great thoughts. Other people may not, but I think they're great. And I was thinking about it today as I'm working out. And we always say health is wealth. We always make these conversations. Everybody know that it's important to work out. It's important to be healthy, because that's wealth, and that gives you a chance to live a long life. You know what I mean? If you don't work out, you're decreasing your chances. Because your health issues and all these other things that you're opening yourself up to. With knowing this, we still have a great amount of people that still don't go to the gym or don't make the time to go to the gym. And I'm an avid going to the gym person. I think I've been an athlete all my life, so I created a healthy routine of working out. And it was a point in my life where I stopped. When I stopped playing football, it was like I said, man, I'm tired of lifting weights. I'm tired of doing this, I'm tired of waking up early. I'm not going to the gym. And I was okay with being fat. Like, in my mind, I told myself, I'm okay. If I get fat, I'm okay with it. Not thinking about, boy, you're short. And if you get fat, you go like a little bowling ball. So it just ain't make a lot. It wasn't a smart decision. It was just a decision, a rational decision. But during that week time frame that I stopped, my body started aching. I started feeling sluggish. I started feeling terrible, which made me have to get right back in the gym. So that's because I built a healthy habit of working out and making my body feel good. So now, with the thought process of what I'm saying, I'm wondering why. Okay, so if you know that going to the gym is the best thing for you, you want to go to this because everybody wants it. You can't tell me there's no person, and I'm not going to say going to the gym because some people don't want to go to the gym, but everybody wants to be healthy. Mm-hmm. So there's certain things you have to do to be healthy. My question to you all, why do you think people struggle with creating those healthy habits to get themselves in the gym or to be healthy? Why do y'all think that? Any one of y'all, don't jump.
So, obviously, I have a background in health and wellness, and being a trainer, been on the sales side of things as well, selling membership, selling PT, this, that, and the third. I would say professionally, the reason why a lot of people are hesitant to enter the gym space, maybe anecdotal, but still my professional experience, there is multifaceted reasons. I've encountered people that have chronic pain, so it's more so of a choice. They understand the value of health, but when every day when you do additional movement or you add additional strain onto the body, you have to deal with a severe pain at the end of that, or a consequence or a side effect for working out with whatever that issue may be. It does you, for those people, they have to make a choice. Is it deal with pain or go to the gym? And it's a catch-22 because the gym will alleviate said pain, but they have to constantly subject themselves to it. So it's more so just getting them to understand that it's going to hurt, but once you get through it, you don't have to deal with the pain as much or at all. I've seen people, get off of medications permanently because of the gym. I've seen people, become pain-free because of the gym and increasing their strength and lean muscle mass. So it does work. It's just for some people, it's not as simple to say, well, I'm just going to go to the gym. They're having to deal with something while they're at the gym and when they come out of the gym. Yeah. I've met other people that's just insecure about working out for the first time in front of people. As simple as that may sound, that is probably the chief reason why a lot of people don't go to the gym. So as a health club or facility, your number one goal is to make people feel comfortable. Because if people feel comfortable being in the gym, not comfortable from working out, because that's an uncomfortable act, but just being in the gym, getting that level of comfort, that's what leads to people staying, keeping their membership and not canceling. Most cancellations come from that feeling of like, well, either I don't know what to do, I'm not comfortable doing it, or I'm in pain. Yeah. So those three things, if you can eliminate those or at least address it and communicate that to somebody, most times they stick it out. Yeah. They go to the gym and stick it out.
Yeah, it's even with them things being said, even as I'm hearing you saying it, is how you think, but I think about the goal. You know what I mean? So what you're saying, I think you said the chronic pains, the fear of working out in front of other, and whatever your third one was. Still in the midst of those, what is your goal? You get what I'm saying? So what is your end goal? And that's the question I think most people have to ask, because even with the person that has the pain, I'm not minimizing that because I understand that what you may be dealing with, but it's like, okay, in the midst of you not going to the gym, now your heart going to start hurting. Now your shoulder going to start hurting. You know what I mean? Now you're adding on to what's already hurting. I think most people can't look outside of what's going on. You get what I'm saying?
The biggest thing I've seen, and even those I talk to, is a lot of times you have to, obviously, you have to find a person why. Why is it that they're coming to the gym, or at least attempting to? Why they're sitting down with a coaching session looking for PT? A lot of times they say, well, I just want to be healthy. Mm-hmm. Fair, but that's not really your why. I know it's not, because I've been in this profession long enough to know that it's never just because you want to be healthy. It's health means something else to you. Is it because you understand that you're older and you have a grandchild now and you want to stay around longer for them, or to be able to go outside and play with them? That's a more powerful why. And that's why you actually want. But you have to get through to that layer. And that's what a lot of good gyms and trainers, they're able to do. They're able to get to the actual core. It's bigger than just you want to be healthy or you want to live longer. Most people, and that's just the power of relationships and connections. it's not even just for them. The reason why they're going to brave the gym, regardless of if they think they look goofy in their working out or they don't know what they're doing, they're going to brave it because, well, I want to be here for my grandchild, or I want to be here for my spouse, or I want to make this change because this is true. That man who left me at the altar, who sent me a text saying this new woman look better than you. These are real things that happen or being said in the gym. So it's so much more than just the lifting aspect. You have people that have spiritual wounds in there, emotional wounds, trauma, every different thing. So the gym does see a lot of people who are going through a lot of things, and it does help alleviate a lot of things that a lot of people are going through, or at least the consequences or the byproduct of what people go through. That's why I'm staunch and always promoting health and wellness, because I've seen it. I know what it does for people. Even when I was in my dark spot, when I was injured and now my career is being pulled away from me. You know, I understand what that did for my mental health. If I didn't work out and I was just sitting around all day, like, man, you know, something that I joined early in life that I want to stick it out, I'm no longer able to stay in. And that's easy for somebody to fall into a dark pit or hole. But if you're constantly moving, working out, those endorphins are being released, because that's what happens when we work out. You feel good hormone.
Yeah, I want to get back to your back part, but I want to even touch on what you said earlier with the why part. We just literally had a meeting with Charlie Ingram, where Charlie said, and this is not working out, but this is with having an unhealthy relationship with work. He said he worked, you know what I mean, for 40-something years. He just work. And now I got to the point now I got a grandchild. And now his grandchild made him take a step back and like, man, I need to be with my family. Mm-hmm. So even thinking about that, thinking about somebody that has a wife, has kids, you know what I mean? You don't have these different things to people that's right in front of you that you see, that you're going home to, and they can't allow you to see this, but it takes you to have a grandchild to be able to say, oh, man, I need to slow it down. I ain't getting no younger. To that point, again, I think we're saying the same thing, but I think people are not the why, the what it is, the foundation thing, your pillars, you know what I mean? What's important to you? Yeah. Why do you do what you do? And if you're able to draw those things out more important, like this is my why, and this is what I do, why I do what I do, and then you're able to see when you start doing things, you got to say, does it align with this? And then when you see it's anywhere outside of those things that you drew out, then you're in the wrong place. Then you can easily reel it back in. And that's why even with fitness, I remember this guy called Jamal King, and he has these 5 pillars that you have. So like faith, family, fitness, and all those different things. And it's an easy guideline to be able to say, okay, your church, obviously your faith, fitness, you're working out, your family, right? Your family. Okay, if I'm in the club, then I can look at myself and be like, what am I doing here? Does this go align with whether I'm in the wrong place? And I think that's where we play. So if you're watching this, I think you should do that. Pick 5 things, 5 places, 5 pillars. Okay. What's the most important to you to help you do your goal for you, your why, your goal, and then what are 5 things that's going to help me that I can focus on that are going to help me get to that. And once you're able to see, okay, these are the things, and then you can say, okay, I'm outside of it. It's easy to be able to retract yourself back in. I think most people just wake up and just go. You know what I mean? I know life gets like that. Life gets chaotic with bills, children, work, and all these different things, but you have to slow it down. You know what I mean? You're in the driver's seat of your life. You have to be able to slow your life down, to be able to put those rules and regulations around yourself to help yourself be successful. You're going to be the same person that's in year 1, like we said, the resolution, I'm going to the gym. And now we already argue, you're like, all right, I'm doing it next year. You get what I'm saying? But you're not looking at yourself like, I just said the same thing last year and the year before that. You got to be able to, that reality check. You got to be able to, that truth, look yourself in the mirror. So that's my key. My first gem I'm going to give to you. Give you 5 pillars, put yourself in, that's going to help you reach the goal that you want to reach. 5 pillars. And when you're anywhere outside of those 5 pillars, you know you're in the wrong place. But I like that. Going back to your second part of the thing, when you said about yourself. So you and that's pivotal point. So, early on in your life, did you work out a lot? Like early on in your life, mm-hmm. You always been a person that worked out.
Basically, right before high school.
Okay,
is when I really started to take the gym serious.
You say you were a bigger person, right? Like early on, you're bigger. Mm-hmm. So was that the reason that made you want to go to the gym? You just like more so, was it?
No, for me it was more so I just ended up liking it. Okay. I liked it. Once my mom would always take me to to what was Compass before it was on. But that's where I started working out first. And then when I would go out to Tennessee over the summer to stay with my uncle, he was, I mean, you know, he did his first bodybuilding show when he was 40. But he worked out, you know, pretty much his whole life. But that's just the level of dedication that, you know, at 40, when a lot of people, most people say, oh, well, I'm over the hill or this, that, and the third, I'm done with it. You know, he was like, nah, I'm going to do my first show ever. And, you know, he placed, I think, top 5, top 10, something around that, which still, for your first time going out there, is good. But, yeah, so from working out with him during the summers, it just kind of just caught on. I was like, yeah, you know, I like how I feel. I just like how I feel to lift weights and then seeing yourself get stronger. So for me, I've always been somebody I love to progress. Even if it's just within myself with running longer, faster, stronger, whatever, as long as I see myself having positive momentum, no matter what's kind of going on around me, it helps me to stay level and drown out the rest of that noise. So, you know, just keep moving. And then when I started wrestling in high school, that helped take it up a notch. And then when I started getting serious about joining the military, obviously it's like, okay, you know, I know what type of job I want to enlist in. I know what it is they do. So let me learn as much as I can about this job and just prepare my body and mind for it best as I can. And I mean, it worked. I mean, when I went to basic, I didn't have any physical issues. When I got my first duty station, me and another guy used to compete all the time in physical fitness, but that pushed us to where we became, you know, some of the top guys in PT and fitness in that unit. And then we had some more guys come in that were pretty athletic, they were fast, and then we all just used to push each other. And that's how, you know, like our run times got, you know, so fast with our 2-mile tests and different things like that. So it just became even more ingrained. And then it became basically like my coping mechanism for the life I was in the service, stressful. And then just that will always help me to decompress. So it didn't matter. We were getting out of work 6, 7, 8 o'clock. I knew I was going to go down to Robinson Gym on post and get it in and then get back to, you know, my place, get something to eat, go to sleep, and 5 a.m. I'm right back up, ready to do it again with PT with my unit, and then just starting the day.
Build the healthy habits. I love it. So Rocky, you're quiet over there. So I think being your brother, you know, when you're having a conversation to somebody quiet, is they have nothing to say or they just can't relate. And I think it's a little bit of, so being your brother, I know you. Obviously you worked out early on in your life because you're an athlete. But now, you know, you have you work out. It's an inconsistency. You can correct me if I'm wrong. You'll jump in it and you're good. Then you'll go into, then you'll fall off. Then you'll see your gut or something. You'll start feeling some type of way. Then you get back in it. Then you fall off.
Yeah.
All right. So why is that? Why? What causes you not to stay committed to working out or to being healthy?
So really, and it was funny. So I was just waiting, but the two that I said is lack of motivation and lack of discipline. And I've been, like you said, that's how it's been forever. I mean, since high school, since I started playing ball, I work out. You work out, then you're doing your routine, basketball, football, whatever the case may be. But it's just those times where it's just like, okay, enough is enough. But the beauty of it for me, like you say, I don't need anybody to tell me, oh, you getting big, or grandma saying, man, well, your face getting chunky. Okay, grandma, I look good though, you know. So I don't need. There's no outside forces that's gonna make me go back to the gym. You can't say you getting big or you getting small that's gonna make me say, okay, it's time to go to the gym. Now, it's never been the case. My thing is, all right, like you said, I just go in the mirror, look in the bathroom, like, all right, it's that time. Then I kick it back up. So I guess it's a good and bad to it, you know what I'm saying? But I think for me, it's just one of those moments. I know whenever it's time for me I can get back into gear. I can get back into that mindset. Like Rory was saying off camera, it's just the mindset that I have. You know, there are moments when I just want to be in the gym every day. And when I go to the gym in the mornings, and you, like you say, I really feel like I could think. That's one of the best times to start thinking about, you know, how my day or whatever ideas that I have. But then there's just those moments I'm like, all right, not right now. You know what I'm saying? Because there are other things. I guess we're having a family. Everything that we do, you know, sometimes it's like, okay, I'll take that break. Is it a good thing? The inconsistencies of it? No, it's not a good thing, because I know my son, he look when I'm doing my push-ups or sit-ups, he right there with me. But then when I take that time off and not do anything at all, I notice the same thing. He's doing the same thing. So those inconsistencies are problems, because those can transfer from working out to real life. But then that's where there are times where he'll, if anything, I'll come home and he may be doing some push-ups, like, okay, well, it's about time to get back, because I see that he's trying to do it himself. So now let me get going so I can pick him back up to where I am. So I kind of equate the working out to, you know, is actual work, and then like life outside of the gym, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Do everybody have that, you know, mindset to be able to just turn it on and turn it off? Probably not. But, you know, I think that's a gift from God that I have, that I know, like, okay, when it's time to go, I'm gonna kick it back in, you know.
Yeah, I'm a question. I'm what you call it when you question something. I don't play devil advocate. So when you saying that it's a blessing to be able to turn it off, could it be a curse? Because in the sense that you know that you have the ability to turn it off, now it's making you be okay with saying, I'm gonna stop, and then I'm gonna go back whenever, instead of just staying consistent during the whole time and not having to kick it back on. So when you look at it that way, do you think it's more so? Because again, most of the people that's watching this may be going to relate with you. I ain't going to say most. Some of them, they're going to relate with you. They're going to hear you saying what you're saying and say, that's me. You get what I'm saying? So the information that you're able to give right now is going to be fundamental for them. And one thing you said is lack of motivation. That's huge. People downplay motivation. Motivation, if we on the scale of the importance of things, motivation is up there. Like being able to be motivated, be inspired. Like those are two things that are going to make you move your feet. That's why motivational speakers get paid so much money to go into grace the stage for 30 minutes or an hour, $50,000, because it's so important, because you trigger something in a person to go read a book or go do what they know they should be doing. So, and with you missing that motivation, now that causes you to be able to sleep in or to miss out. So it's like, because you want to be healthy, right? You want to look good. So what's causing you not to be motivated? You get what I'm saying? You just said, okay.
The motivation side aspect of it, I guess that's just a personal thing. You know, there's nothing that's causing me not to. That's just something that, you know, at that moment is like, okay, like I said, enough is enough. Now it's time to kick it back in. The question that you asked, you said, is it
my first question?
Yeah.
No, my mind bad, but I kind of think about it.
What you were saying, is that a curse? I guess, like, is that a...
Oh, yeah. So saying that you said it was a blessing to be able to turn it on, turn it off. I was saying, do you think that's a curse? Because now you in your mind, it's like, oh, I'm gonna stop. Well, I can just get back going if I look back. Like you're allowing yourself to say, I'm gonna just look like you basically saying, I'm okay with looking bad. I'm just gonna get myself back right when you could just look good all the time.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think I look good all the time. I hate to say it, you know, at the end of the day. But to your point, yes, because again, when I equate the weight room to life, now that's where the curse comes in at, because if I'm not consistently in the gym, and then so if I'm inconsistent in the gym and it equates to life, when it's time to do whatever the work is that I need to do when it comes to business or whatever it is, now I'm inconsistent in that as well. Now I see that as a problem. Now I got to, you know, get back and do what I need to do in order to make sure that the work aspect of things are going. So that's why I say for me, you know, having that mindset is knowing, and I can see, I guess, the motivation, the self-assessing, all of those things. Working out really equates to life. As far as how I view it, because there are times when I'm gonna look at I don't need nobody else to tell me that, hey, you slacking off from work. I can see it, and I can motivate myself to get going again. So to answer your question again, yes, that could be a curse for those who may feel like consistency is key. If you can be consistent, persistent, that's gonna always be the thing to keep you going in the right way, especially with working out. If you feel, for those that may feel like working out equates to your life, then you have to be able to be on top of yourself as far as the consistency in the work that you do. I think a lot of times where some people, they don't know how to turn it on. You know what I'm saying? And I guess at that point, when you're okay with being, for lack of better words, if you're okay with being fat, you're okay with your work not being up to par. Now that's a problem, because you don't know how to kick that back up. You may need somebody outside of your of your mind outside of your household, you may need your grandmother to tell you, hey, you looking fat, you looking chunky, sweetie, get back to work, you know what I'm saying? But that can be a problem, and that's something that you got to work on, and that's something that's a mental play as well, because if you haven't been consistent, and you try to be consistent, that could be a tough thing, especially like we will find any excuse not to get back in the gym. We find any excuse not to do the work that we need to do. So it's just something that you got to continuously build off of. Again, for me, it's like, I just know whenever I turn it on, it's just there. And I have that. And I guess that's the lifestyle, or not the lifestyle, that's just the upbringing that we don't have. When it's time to go, I know how to go. But everybody isn't like that. So what I can say is, if you can build that consistency one day at a time, 1 week at a time, I think that'll help you get to that point in life of consistency within the weight room that can keep you going. And then there's nothing should stop you or could stop you from continuing that working out every day.
Yeah, I'm a strong believer in the way you do one thing is the way you do all things. And to your point, this is the brotherly challenge I'm going to challenge you. So keeping it. So, because I hear what you're saying. Because even with, I can speak for myself. So when I'm getting up at 5 a.m. going to the gym, there's something about that it does to me. As far as one, again, it's just in me. Two, I look around, I see not a lot of cars on the road. I go in the gym, not a lot of people in there. And then understanding that, and I don't have to be up at 5 a.m. This is something I'm choosing to do to better myself. There's something about that decision. It's more so about the decision of doing it, because I could easily just fall back in bed. Some people could look at me and say, well, Jamie, you don't have kids, you don't have the responsibilities, and I look right back at that person. I guarantee you, when I do have kids, I'll still be up at 5 a.m. I'll still be going to the gym. It just may not be there as long. I guarantee it, because I built that habit. What I'm saying to you is that thought process of saying, I'm consistent because I can get back going. It's the same thing that's gonna follow in other places of your life. You said a key thing. You said something about mental in there, and that's what I want to go to. When you talk about the mental aspect of it, working out does that. When you talk about mental health, and I want to, ask you guys this as well. Working out frees me, bro. Like when I'm up in the morning, I'm working out. I get some of the best ideas. I feel better. I'm able to go into my day feeling refreshed. I'm just feeling good leaving the gym, which gives me my mental, I feel clear. And when you think about, even when people that's dealing with maybe, mental issues, this can be a relief. I want to ask you all, when it comes to mental health, when you're working out, do you feel like you feel more mentally clear? Absolutely. You get what I'm saying? So think about that when you're saying that. So absolutely, in this sense of you feel more clear, but you choose not to do it sometimes. You get what I'm saying? And I want to talk about, so even that, we go around and talk about the mental, how you mentally, how does working out help you?
So, and I think, again, it's different for everybody. I do when I work overnight. Me working overnight is that those hours, me not being at the house, podcasting in my head, that's a sense of relief for me. You know what I'm saying? It sounds crazy, but it really is. Now, it doesn't equate to working out. I'm physically in there doing things, but it's not in the gym. You know what I'm saying? But then now going back to the working out aspect, not only does it allow me to think clearly, not only do I not feel good about myself, because now what other things follow. Now I'm eating healthy. Now, you know what I'm saying, even my girl at home, she it's a trickle down effect. Now she is like, okay, well, honey, you don't want fry, you want bake, which she already knows. So now the household is eating differently. Then I go back to my son. Now my son is working. He's doing different exercises or whatever the case may be to try to keep up with what dad is doing. So in that aspect, yes, that's absolutely, I feel, completely better. So
yeah. How about you, brother? When it comes to the mental part of it?
Yeah. Man, I can't remember who said verbatim, but I know it's one of those philosophers from back in the day, one of those great minds. But they said, sickness is born in the stomach. And I say that because, you hear that whole adage, you are what you consume, you are what you eat. But I mean, that's always wisdom. I mean, that's wisdom that can even be found, basically in the Bible as well. I say that to say that that's why health and fitness is so important, because, it is the call to mindfulness of how we should be living. Mm-hmm. So, like you said, even now you're starting to eat better. we already know through studies and everything else that overly processed foods, foods higher in sugar, all that type of stuff, it has an impairment on the brain function, on how the mind thinks. So if you eat better, then yes, you can think better. If you sitting there working out, yes, you're gonna feel better and think better. So when you combine the two things together, you just becoming more of a well-rounded individual in your everyday sense. For me, when it's to the lifting aspect, my mind is solely focused on the muscle-mind connection, on my lift. So I'm not thinking about anything else, which is rare because the type of person I am, my mind's always on. Like before the camera even started rolling, I said, well, what did I say? I'm back in my slump. It's hard for me to go to sleep at night, even though I shut everything down early because this is still operating. So when I'm lifting weights, that's a break for me to not think or, as they say, carry the weight of the world on your shoulders in that moment. Now, when I get on the treadmill, I switch gears. Then I go back to what was bothering me, but that's when I think all the way through. And so that I use the gym to set it up in that system. When I go to lift, because I know I need to be more mindful about the lifting aspect of it. So I even shut out my worries, my concerns, my excitement, all that, neutralize it. My mind is purely on the weights. When I get on a treadmill, that's when I can sit there and slowly start to filter those things through. And that's just a process that I learned for myself throughout the entirety of, my workout history. So, and even when I became a trainer, I would teach people that same thing. Look, if you stress or you're going through things, look, we got to focus on these weights because guess what? If you're not focused on these movements or even putting your body in the proper position to move the weight from point A to B, that's how we get injured. So if you get injured, guess what? You can't come in here and perform like usual, which means now we're actually moving backwards because now if you were coming in here because you need that mental health boost, now you're essentially removing that aid from your life, from your day, and now you're going back to depression and different things. So I need you to focus on this lift, and I'm here to give you a professional critique and guidance through it so that you're not alone in this. Now, when you get on that treadmill, okay, we talk about it. We talk about what's going on in your day. But I need you to understand time and place, even in a place that is to serve as help for you, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Now I like it, and as I'm hearing everybody. What I'm thinking about, I feel like it's somebody I can hear y'all out there. Somebody saying, "Well, I ain't got the time." I heard you say, or whoever said it. But that is, I guess, to the fact where a lot of people don't think they have the time, or they just don't know, what's the next step take to start working out. So I would kind of want to take time to answer those questions. And the first thing I want to say is, so when it comes to working out, you don't have to physically go to a gym, you know what I mean, be able to get a good workout in or to be healthy. I tell people all the time, start off going walks in your neighborhood. Just take walks. That walk gonna turn into a jog and turn to a sprint. And it may not never turn into a sprint. It's okay. As long as you're staying active and you get your steps in. As well as body weight. Man, it only takes, I usually get some of my best workouts doing HIIT workout. And there's no excuse at this day and time with the YouTube and all the things you got going. You can get on there and look up a 30-minute HIIT workout and really get one of the best workouts in. And all you're doing is doing what you see what the person do on TV. They instructing you. It's like you have a personal trainer through YouTube, via YouTube. So it's really no excuses. So through those channels, again, even if you're in the gym, you don't have to go straight and hit the weights. Just get on the treadmill, walk the treadmill, run the treadmill until you feel comfortable going to get the weights. And let's say I know, go get somebody like Mr. Brother Miles here. Get your trainer. Be okay with going in and investing in yourself to get a trainer. Again, we invest in all these different things. We're going out buying liquor, buying bad food, buying things that we don't need. Invest in yourself and invest in the personal trainer. Those are some of the tips I want. And it's not, and I don't want to minimize what you feel, but I'm going to tell you it's not hard. It's not hard to be healthy. It's not hard to be able to get active. You just have to want to do it and take the step to do it. So that's my advice. But what's something y'all can give somebody that may be, looking, they just don't know how? What is something?
You really just said it. And I go back to one of the two that I said. That's just a lack of motivation. Because again, like you say, it can be done at home. I come in and see the Zumba girl on TV. You know what I'm saying? So right there in your living room or whatever the case. It doesn't have to be 4 a.m. It doesn't have to be late at night. Whatever fits your time frame or your schedule. But like you say, if that's walking from stop sign to stop sign, or jog from stop sign to stop sign, 10 push-ups a day until you build up to 20 push-ups a day, whatever the case may be. A workout is a workout. You have some people that feel like they have to work out for an extreme amount of time for a whole hour. No, you're going up for 30 to 45 minutes. I don't even think it take that long. Quick 30-minute workout, 20-minute workout. You sweat. You sweat enough. I feel like you can get it in, but it has to be purposeful when you do it. Don't just go out there just doing it, all without a system to it, like you were saying. Because now you're going out there to injure yourself. Where now you just out there lollygagging basically. So if you put a system to the time frame of when you work out, I feel like you can get that whatever type of workout it is that you need.
What about you, brother? The recommendation is 3 times a week, 30 minutes. So 3 times a week, 30 minutes. Make that your goal, and that's your floor. And even if you got to build up to that 3 times a week, then do that. Build up to that 3 times a week. Get it to 30 minutes, 3 times a week. Then start pushing it a little bit more. 3 times a week, 45 minutes, or 4 times a week, 30 minutes. Like, that's the beauty of health and wellness. It's so versatile. You can plug and play, make it your own thing, however it works. But, that's for you to figure out. So the most relieving answer about health and fitness and the most frustrating answer about health and fitness is that it depends. So when people ask, well, how long will it take for me to lose weight if I do this? It depends. What's the best workout schedule for me? It depends. Like, it literally is up to you. You can lose weight relatively easy. It's the other baggage that makes losing weight hard. Depression. It can be either genetics. It can be poor relationship with food that was established when they were younger. All these different things. But I challenge you to find out, if you do have this problem, find out where you are in that hurdle to eating right and getting your health and wellness up, and be honest with yourself. And I mean, we have some pretty nice gyms here locally. And if you're not local, I'm pretty sure there's a Gold's Gym, a Anytime Fitness, or a park. There's something around. So find what's going to work best for you, and have an accountability partner. Have someone that can go walk with you. Have someone that will sit there and talk on the phone with you while you walk in your laps. Whatever it is that help you stay on course, find that. Even if it's your pet, your dog, your dog got to go out in the morning, go for a walk with it, So find something that's going to hold you to a schedule and just keep at it. And once you start to see, those results, feeling good and everything else, then you just keep building on it.
Love it. So, family, if y'all don't see what we're trying to do, we always want to provide that guidance, essential motivation, and education. Right now, we understand the importance of physical fitness. So we want to give that to you. You may be somebody that say, I don't need to hear this. I work out every day. Or I get my 3 workouts in a week. Congratulations, you keep going. But for the person that's hearing this and saying, yeah, they talking to me, this is hitting my soul, just take the extra steps needed. Even with the advice that's given today, make sure you take it in. Write it down, and just take the action steps. At the end of the day, it ends with you. It starts and ends with you. You know what I mean? Nothing's going to change unless you wanted to change. So we hope that through this message today, that you get changed. But what I did, I took the extra step to even get some statistics that may even help you a little more, to hear some statistics about when it comes to physical fitness. So studies show that regular physical activity can reduce the risk of depression by 30% and decrease anxiety symptoms by up to 48%. So I'm going to read that again. Studies show that regular physical activity can reduce the risk of depression by 30% and decrease anxiety symptoms by up to 48%. Come on. All right. Another one. According to the CDC, adults who engage in 150 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic activity each week have a 33% lower risk of all-cause mortality compared to those who are physically inactive. All right. So I hope that makes sense to you. All right, and the next one. So research suggests that even 10 to 15 minutes of high-intensity interval training, which is the HIIT workouts I just was talking about, can be as effective as 30 to 45 minutes of moderate-intensity exercise. It makes it easier for individuals that may, you got a busy schedule. So again, 10 to 15 minutes of HIIT, high-intensity interval training, can be as effective as 30 to 45 minutes. So those 30 minutes that Brother Miles was just talking about, you can cut it down to 15 minutes with a HIIT workout. All right, last one. A study published by the Journal of Occupational and Environment Medicine found that employees who exercise regularly are 15% more productive and have better time management skills than those who don't. So I bet that speaks itself. You're going to be more productive at work, and you're going to be better with your time management skills. So again, those are little statistics that I hope you can hear that makes you want to go work out more. But again, at the end of the day, after you hear this podcast, go work out. Get up off your ace and go work out. All right? Let's close up. Like, subscribe, and comment. Make sure you don't stop right now what you're doing. Like, subscribe, and comment, and go work out as well. After you like, subscribe, and comment, go outside and do a workout real quick. Do some push-ups or something to make you feel more better. Great episode. I love this information. I love physical fitness, so I'm an advocate for it. Any last words that y'all want to get to before we get off?
Yeah, this past weekend we heard from the world traveler. What's his name? Josh? His name
Josh Valentino.
Josh Valentino. He said, you just got the knowledge. Jamie just gave the knowledge as far as the statistics of how working out can help you. But there's no point of having that knowledge if you don't apply it. You apply it.
Sure. What about yourself?
I mean, I get it. I've been there. Gyms can be intimidating. It can be, you can have every reason not to go, or you can give yourself every reason not to go. But at the end of the day, doctor visits, they pile up, and they can be extremely expensive. Medications can become massively expensive, and just wear down your body. A lot of these medications, they have side effects. The side effects cause you have to take another medication, which again is a drain on your personal finances and just your quality of life. The gym can alleviate all those things. I've seen it. I've helped people achieve it. I know it can work. Why not? Why not take that gamble on yourself, or that self-investment, to cut down on the amount of medications you have to take, or the amount of doctor visits you have to go to. That's time that you can spend with your family. That's money that you can spend with your family or friends, what have you. You owe it to yourself.
You owe it to yourself. I love you. You owe you. All right, we'll see y'all next time.